When making your first dollar with ChatGPT, you don't have to learn all of the features. Honestly, you just have to know how to prompt. So I've created a simple prompt formula that I learned from all these other videos and courses. The framework is essentially broken down to these four letters: chat, C-H-A-T, choosing a character, handing over context, asking one task, and talking back and tweaking. And with this formula, you have to have a goal with your prompting. And the goal is to find one painful and repeatable problem in one specific market. Because business, all it is solving problems. If you can find something that's repeatable, that's happening often in a specific market, you can learn how to solve that problem, and that is essentially going to make you money. That's pretty much what business is. Whether it's a service or a product, you are just solving problems. But the problem is finding the problem. How does one do that? ChatGPT has made finding that out so much easier. We will scan several markets for this problem. Once you have the problem, we will create a paid offer. And the last step is actually to validate this offer, which is the hard work to actually reach out to people for this service. I didn't say this was going to be easy. There's actual work, but I believe this is the fastest way for you to make money with ChatGPT. No fluff, just steps. This is actually how I was able to solve a problem for one of my clients last month, which generated me $900. It was basically creating a brand new YouTube channel and brand strategy for a real estate agent that's been working on his Instagram and TikTok, but has been really struggling to start long form content. I run a video content agency, so this person was already in my CRM, but this service was actually the one that converted this potential lead into a paying client. So I'm going to put all the prompts one by one on the screen. You can go ahead and pause it and copy them down. If you want an even faster and simpler way, I'm going to put all of these prompts in my free Notion guide that's going to be linked in the description. It will also include a simple chat framework and 10 plus other prompts that I use in my business and my life over the past month. That's helped me generate more than 3K and improve my life overall. So I'm going to go on ChatGPT right now and paste that first prompt with some specific skills that I have, which is video editing. If I didn't have a business already, this is exactly what I would be doing. I actually typed this out earlier. I just put in my skills. And as you can see here, I chose my skills, has my budget. I asked it to give me 5 markets and 5 painful, repeatable problems that I could assist with AI editing. And also what we're going to do after it gives me the reply. So I'm going to go ahead and enter this. And right off the bat, as it's generating, real estate agents is literally who I'm working with right now. So this got it right on the head. Why real estate agents is a good market for video editing is that most realtors, if not all of them, need content marketing in their business. A lot of them want to focus on the business. They don't really want to do the whole content and editing and publishing and all that. So that's definitely a service that you could provide with that type of skill. Pretty much what I've been doing for the past 3 years. Coaches, of course, traders is the same thing. They have a service and product, and they are most likely using content as a marketing arm in their business. E-commerce brands helping with stuff like ads and UGC. YouTubers, specifically small channels. Yeah, there's always a lot of channels that are looking for video editors, and podcasters. That is actually huge right now as well. Podcasters and real estate agents are the people that I'm specifically working with. Podcasts are always going to be growing. A lot of people are actually moving their audio podcasts into video format, so video editing is definitely up their alley. Here's some quick insights as well. And also the last sentence that I put is actually pulling some Twitter and Reddit posts that's showing these pains. You can do that. You can say yes, but this is already good enough for me. I think I'm actually going to grab the podcasters here. I'm going to go on to our next prompt. You can do it in the same conversation, but I want to start fresh with a new chat just in case you already know your market. You just want a paid offer or want to know what kind of offer you can provide. So using what we got from the last prompt, I'm actually going to put it into the second prompt right here. And I'm actually using solo podcasters because that's actually who I'm working with right now. I'm specifically working with solo podcasters that are recording on Zoom. And I just want to turn these Zoom podcasts into short reels and TikTok. Literally the prompt that I put on earlier, I put it all here with my details, and let's go ahead and see what this says. Here's our first offer, which is called the Podcast Clips Pack. Has a scope here, the deliverable checklist, timeline. This is looking pretty good, actually. This actually reminds me of one of the first packages that I did for podcasts. It was literally this. It was exactly what this is. It's just clipping. It's pretty much just clipping the podcast, pretty much what clippers do nowadays, but doing it for a full podcast. The 5 clips from the one episode will allocate to $150 to $300. You can watch the podcast yourself. You can trim it, and then you can put on auto transcription. You can use even things like Opus Pro, but I actually think for something like this, it would be beneficial for you to actually watch the podcast yourself so you can specifically find it. But nonetheless, you could use Opus Clip, or you can use Descript to also clip this for you. Transcribe it, put some title and captioning. And yeah, here's the starter version. I think it's pretty good so far. So it's basically $150 per episode, which is 5 clips per episode. This is actually very similar to the offer that I started with when I was clipping for podcasts. Now I'm grabbing a third prompt, which is validating the market. I'm actually putting it in the same chat because I'm literally going to use the same offer that it provided above. And to preface what we're doing here is we're going to get scripts that we're going to send out to potential leads for this offer. So what we're doing here, why we're asking for a 24-hour plan, is that on a daily basis, once you know your offer and you know the script that you're going to write to them to basically pitch the offer, you just need to keep doing this until you get someone to say yes. That's how you're going to validate this. I would give this at least about a week or even 2 weeks of you doing it pretty much every day and seeing who actually would say yes to your offer. This is why I think this is the hardest part, because it's actual work. This is where you actually go to the market that you are looking at, going in there, finding these people and actually messaging them. For something like real estate agents, the best places you're going to find this are social media platforms like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. You can go ahead and search real estate agents, find a few accounts that you like, and actually use that as a filter to then find recommended channels. You can also ask ChatGPT how we're going to find these accounts, which I'm going to do actually right after we figure out the script. But let's go see what it says after we put this third prompt. So here's some DMs and emails. Hey, notes your podcast. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, this is pretty good. So these social post angles, if you're already actually posting on social media, I would actually do that a bit later. That's something if you already have an account that is based off this, you have like a business account, that's something you would put there. But I actually think the surveys are good as well. But I think the best part of this prompt is actually this first part here, which is DMing and emailing. So I'm going to go ask ChatGPT how we're actually going to find these accounts to DM. So how would I find these podcasters to DM? And there you go. The first thing it does say is YouTube search. So you can actually search the podcast filter, find anyone less than 1,000 subscribers, and actually filter through this criteria here of less than 1,000 subscribers, 20 plus minute episodes, and consistently posting full length episodes, but no shorts. And actually finding them, you can go on their about section. They typically have an email there. Or if you can find their account and actually search it on Instagram or TikTok, you could try finding their actual account there and then DMing them from there. So again, this is actually where the work comes from. But if you actually really want to make money with ChatGPT or just make money online as a business, this is the work that you're gonna have to put in. This is actually what I did for at least 2 months before someone actually agreed for me to do it for them. Here's the same thing with Instagram, TikTok. You can also go on directories. So these are pretty good. You can go ahead and follow this. What I'd actually recommend, if you're someone who's completely new, for someone who's brand new or has nothing to really show for, especially if someone reaches back and asks for examples and you have nothing to show, what I would do is actually offer your package for free. That does sound a little counterintuitive to what the title of this video is, where you're making your first dollar with ChatGPT, but doing something for free to generate a portfolio and also reviews from this client is gonna bring you a long way. If you do a really good job with this person, you can use this as a future portfolio for the next client. And having a review that is good is probably the best thing that you can have, because you can actually market that and use that for your next person that you message that and say that, hey, this person actually told me that I did a really good job. It helped me generate X amount of views and so on and so forth. People listen to other people. So that's why reviews are very, very important. So that's the 3-step plan to making your first dollar with ChatGPT. It's picking a painful and repeatable problem in a specific market, finding a solution and creating an offer based off that, and then validating the market off anyone who would actually want this. And if you're someone who's completely new, I would offer this for free. And then just keep hitting the market for at least 2 to 4 weeks until you can get someone to even respond to you. And I think the beauty with having it for free is there'll be more people who would say yes. So you can validate the offer, get a portfolio, get some reviews, and actually charge the $150 to $300 package to the next client. And you got to remember, with a package at $300, you only need 4 clients to be making $1,200 a month. It took me about 5 months doing this to make my first 1,000 online, but that was 3 years ago and I didn't have AI at the time. Now it's actually so much easier to find the market, to find the problem, to find the solution, and you can do all of that in one evening. But the one thing that's going to take longer is the last step, where you actually do the work, reach out to these people, and see who would actually want to get your offer. But instead of taking 5 months, this could take you 1 to 2 months. It's not going to be flashy. It's definitely going to take time, but I think this is the fastest way to make your first dollar with ChatGPT. No fluff, no get rich quick. It's actual honest work, but at least you're getting tools to your disposal very quickly, so you can go into the market very quickly and validate your offer. So go ahead and watch this again to get the prompts. But if you want all of this and 10 other prompts that I've also used in the past month to generate me money and to improve my life, go check out my free notion card in the description. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.